So basically, it's a combination between podcast, webinars, like a hybrid approach here, because as you can see, you have two amazing hosts in here that we both have a podcast. So it's going to be an interesting conversation. And today we're going to be talking about the China trip that Amazing at Home by Amy actually has put together. I'm very excited about this because never been to China. And this is gonna be a first time experience for me. I really want to go. I mean, I've been working with China for many years now, my suppliers, my clients, and everything. And now having the opportunity to go there with one of my best friends in the space, Amy here, is gonna be really something very special. And I can't wait. And I know Amy now, of course, you're gonna give us a little bit of the highlights about what we can expect and why we shouldn't be missing this. So yeah, maybe take over from here and let us know why we should be going to China.
Well, thank you, my friend. I'm so excited for you to come with me for the first time. It reminds me when I went to China for the first time. It was
Yeah.
many years ago. And, I didn't know what to expect. I had so many, I had some concerns, like I
Yeah.
was like, what is China all about? Is
Yeah.
it safe? I wasn't sure what it was going to be like. I wasn't sure if the food was going to be good. I wasn't sure if I was going to be able to get around okay. I had
Yeah.
all these questions, and I can say that China absolutely exceeded my expectations and pleasantly surprised me in every way. I couldn't believe how modern the cities were and how beautiful the hotels were and how vibrant the nightlife was. And, I don't know, I guess when you think of like countries that are far away that
Yeah.
you don't know that much about, you kind of get a little bit nervous. So
Yes.
from that perspective, China is so much fun, and there's so many great things to eat, and there's so many great places to hang out, and it's beautiful in every way. So from a safety perspective, it's very safe. It's
Mm-hmm.
easy to get around. A lot of people speak English, so
Yeah.
it's not all of my fears there were unfounded, and so that
Yeah.
was very good. Of course, the folks that are coming along with us on our trip, we're picking them up from the airport. They're staying in,
Yeah.
a modern hotel with us, a very popular hotel chain.
Nice.
They're going to have all the Western food. We're going to eat together every day, and
Yeah.
ride the big buses to the Canton Fair, and so that kind of stuff will be very easy for our trip participants. You guys just get to show up and have fun, right?
Yeah. I think I love the fact that you clarified this because actually the other day I was already telling my mom I'm going to China and she was panicking already. Like, oh, what about the food? What are you going to be eating there? Like, how are you going to speak to people? Do they even have internet? And all these questions that sometimes we have because, yes, I agree. China, let's be honest, is very far away from most people that, it's not really a common country to go to, right? Especially in Europe. So it's something that we always only see in the movies, and now that the few that have the opportunity to go, there's always this daunting question in your head, like how I'm gonna actually move around and all those things. And the fact that actually you put this together is what actually gave me the confidence in the first place to do my first trip, and that's why I'm going with you because I feel like when you're going to a place such as China and not having all this knowledge and to really have to navigate the situation, I think that's the beauty of something like the China trip you put together. Because not only you're bringing amazing mentors from all around the globe, but you're actually giving the opportunity for people to feel that peace of mind that they actually be taking basically by hand to go to the factories and experience the Canton Fair and all these things that I feel like, let's be honest, a person by itself, I think if you've never been to China, I don't really think it's realistic, right? To do it on your own. Maybe you tell me that that's not the case.
Well, I think that I'm so glad that I went for the first time, with other people who knew what they were
Yeah.
doing,
Yeah.
even though I invited a group of people to come with me. I'm so glad that I did it the first time. But then after going the first time, what it
Yeah, of
did for
course.
me is it
Mm.
removed the barriers to me going back on my own. Right.
Yeah.
I realized I knew how to navigate. I knew how to get from one city to another on a bullet train. I knew how to
Mm-hmm.
navigate in the taxis. I knew how to communicate on WeChat and work, because WeChat in the US or in other countries
Yeah,
where we use it is different than how you use it in China.
that's right.
So when you learn and when you go with a group, you get to relax because they're going to tell you what to do and where to go, and you're going to have all your transportation taken care of and all that kind of stuff. But then also you get to remove those barriers that might have prevented you from actually going and visiting a supplier on your own, going and touring on your own, or going and seeing some of the amazing, like I went to the Great Wall in Beijing. I went to Chengdu and played with the pandas at the world's largest panda breeding ground. We went to Guilin, which is where the movie Avatar was filmed, and they just have all these weird peaked mountains, and we stayed in this little cottage along the river. It was so beautiful and cool. So there's so much more to see in China, and I think that once you go, you're just going to be like, okay, I can come back here. Like, this is not far for me. This is, so that's the cool part. But what's even cooler, Vincenzo, is the immense opportunities that were open for me in business after my first time to China, my first time to the Canton Fair, my first time to Yiwu. I can't explain. I brought my profit margins on one of my products up to 90%.
Wow.
So I'm going to tell you the story, because I was sourcing remotely online, found my suppliers on Alibaba. Nothing wrong with doing that. It's a great way to get started. In fact, we're headed to Vegas, next week for Alibaba's first ever
Gonna see you there.
Conference. So excited for that. Get to hang out with my buddy Vincenzo there as well.
In Vegas?
Yes, in Vegas. I can't keep up with you in Vegas. We all know that.
Yeah,
but
I know.
I can't keep up with you anywhere. Not Mexico,
Imagine
not
there.
Vegas. But, it's all good. So, great. I found my first suppliers on Alibaba. It was awesome,
Yeah.
But when I went to Canton Fair, I saw there's over 60,000 suppliers. I mean, I saw so many suppliers making products like my products that I was already sourcing. But more importantly, I saw products that I never found online. These suppliers were making things in their booths. And imagine, as a supplier, competing with 60,000 other suppliers. Like, you're going to bring your best. You want to bring the things that are going to bring people into your booth, right?
Yeah.
So not only did I find suppliers and was able to actually meet with them in person that were making my products or products like them, I also discovered all these new product designs for my products. And I was like, wow, this is crazy. I hadn't even thought of this, right?
Yeah.
So I go and I start talking to some of these suppliers, and I think I was paying like $6 per unit for something that I was selling for a $20 price point.
Okay.
And I talked to the supplier, and she's like showing me videos of these things being made. And I'm seeing that, she's like printing on this product, and I've never seen it printed before. I've only seen it like stamped. And so that I was like, wow, nobody on Amazon has anything like that. That's so cool. So I'm like, okay, cool. Like I have some design ideas that I could do with this, and we can make them in color. And I asked her for pricing. And of course, I teach these sourcing and negotiation standards. If you come with us, you get access to all my courses on this stuff. So I didn't just ask her for a price, because that's a big mistake when you go to Canton.
Yeah, in fact, I wanted to ask you, what are some of the tips when you approach these booths? Because I guess it's completely different to what traditional people do on Alibaba, which is a copy-paste template, and they say to 100 people. I guess here you need more a personal touch, and you need some tips in terms of how to convey the negotiation. So yeah, maybe tell us how you did that, because I'm sure people that are going want to know. Yeah.
It's important not to treat a trade show like you're shopping, right? You don't just want to approach a supplier and be like, how much is this?
Yeah.
It's not a street fair, right?
Yeah.
It's
a bazaar.
A trade show. Yeah, exactly. You want to, kind of have the approach of, okay, I'm interested in you and what you do. Like, tell me more about
Yeah.
this. Tell me more about what this is that I'm looking at. What are the different things that you make? Where are your primary export markets? Who's buying this? Like, how many years have you been in business? Like, just
Yeah.
have a conversation and get to know them
Yeah.
and start talking about the products. And
Mm-hmm.
then, after you kind of are sitting down and you're really getting to know each other, then you can say, okay, well, what are we looking at for a unit price for something like this?
Yeah.
That's going to get you a totally different answer than if you just, and I'll get into all the nitty gritty. In my courses, I cover this in depth, right? And I teach you exactly what questions to ask.
Mm-hmm.
And you're going to get that if you come with us to China, you get access
Awesome.
to all of that.
Very good.
And we're going to be practicing it together as we walk through the Canton Fair. So I will
Can
go to booths with you, and the other mentors will go to booths with you, and you'll actually get to kind of get a feel for how to have these conversations. We're not going to just go, oh, just watch the course
yeah,
videos and then
and do
show
it.
up
Yeah.
in China and figure it out, right?
Yeah. So that means we're gonna see you firsthand actually interacting with a manufacturer, which I think at the end of the day, and it's something very important to highlight, and maybe you can then build on top of this, is like one of the main things that you're gonna get out of a trip like this is the face-to-face interaction you're gonna get with these people, right? I bet like first of all, the relationship you're gonna be with some of these manufacturers are gonna allow you to get access to certain resources or connections or prices, which I'm sure, and I'm gonna discover that soon that you're never gonna get access to Alibaba. And I'm very excited about that. But the second thing which I love and is what you're mentioning is the opportunity to just walk around and let your mind actually let trigger some ideas that come to you, right? Because when you're doing sourcing from a computer, let's be honest, is most of the time we are just invaded by numbers and graphs and all of that, and we don't really let our imagination to hit us and find nice ideas. And I bet that's something we're gonna do there, right? Like walk on the floors, you're gonna see amazing products that you never seen before, as you just mentioned. And from there, maybe that's your homegrown product that you've been waiting all your life, and it was just on a trade show floor, right?
Yeah, and I think that you can then take that concept and
Yeah,
innovate on your own. I was just in India, and
yeah,
I was
yeah.
at a glass factory, and I was using AI to design something on the
Mm,
fly based
wow.
on what they had already. So I'll be doing that with our folks at the Canton Fair. I'll be able to, bring up the AI tools and show you like, okay, we have this
Mhm.
colored printed product. Like I was just talking about, what else could we do with this? What kind of design? Because
Yeah.
we don't just want to, sometimes we do just want to source the supplier's design. It makes it
Hmm.
easy. If nobody's got it on Amazon, it's quick to market,
Yeah.
but other times we do want to protect. We want to have a true private label. We want to have our own design.
Hmm.
We want to apply that process, that cool process that they use to make that, like printing on these. But then we want to apply it to our own design. So we can use AI on the fly to do
Okay.
that, which is so exciting. And I'm excited
Yeah.
to share that with you guys.
Looking
But when I
forward to
was
it.
talking with the supplier, and this supplier gave me a price for my
Okay.
own custom printed on mats that I was selling that
Hmm.
nobody else had this exact thing. And I was paying for the traditional one that everybody had. I was paying $6 a unit
Wow.
for a
Okay.
$20 product that I was selling in the market for $20. The price that I got quoted at the Canton Fair for the printed on, like totally different, was $2 a unit.
Wow.
This brought
Crazy.
that's a 10x multiplier for a $20 product,
Yeah.
10x multiplier. And I had already shopped around remote sourcing and I didn't even see these products, right?
Yeah.
So that alone just changed
Make it
the
worth it.
game.
Yeah. Make it worth it. Yeah. And in fact,
It,
something I wanted to ask you about this, like how, and this is something very interesting that maybe you can also give us more insights, like something that people don't talk about and just came to my mind that things that people talk all the time in the Amazon space, like everybody has access to the same suppliers, everybody has access to the same pricing and everything. And I bet that when you go to trade shows like this, some of these maybe manufacturers are not even online, right? So I guess you are the only one really sourcing from them and putting it on Amazon, right?
Yes, that is
Yeah.
the other
That's the
key.
magic.
That's the key. There's so
Yeah.
many of them that aren't online, or if they are online, they might not have the same presence. Because
Hmm.
sometimes, you have like third-party companies managing your online presence.
Yeah.
So and you don't even see, a lot of times it's something with the culture in China too, is that they
Okay.
don't always show you everything that they have. So they
Okay.
might have a few of their hot selling, we always
Mm,
see that on Alibaba, right? The hot selling products.
yeah.
They might have those things online, and we do the same things on our websites, right? On
Yeah.
Amazon, like we got our
The
hot
shiny
sellers.
objects. Yeah.
Yeah, we're not paying attention to these other things that maybe, aren't
Yeah. Yeah.
selling as well, or that have died or whatever. But in this case, sometimes they don't even get the chance, like, or they don't think that that is, if they're
Potential.
not
Yeah.
exporting that to the US at
Yeah.
all, why would they put it on
No
Alibaba
point. Yeah.
necessarily, right?
Yeah. Mm.
So and not even Alibaba, but on their website, whatever, right? If it's just one customer in Japan or whatever that's sourcing that, that might be a huge seller for us in the US.
Yeah.
But we don't know. And that's why I said, when you go and you see these cool, innovative products, there are so many products that I was developing that same thing, like for this product that I sell, this is a
Yeah.
mini version of it. It's a 3D printout mini version.
Okay.
The colors are awful.
Nice.
It's part of our inside joke of this product. But
Okay.
I needed to make this smaller because this is actually not this small. It's actually huge, right? It's 14 inches this way and very, very
Okay.
tall. It's like 2 or 3 feet this way.
Okay.
So it was so expensive for shipping. And I wanted the second thing that I sourced at the Canton Fair, the supplier that I met there that I'm still working with to this day, and I went and visited their factory and everything. They had like a laundry bin that was fully collapsible in their booth at the Canton Fair.
Okay.
And I looked at that and went, oh my gosh, like that's it. Like I could use that. I wonder if I could change it to be the exact size and shape to fit this and all of that. And so I arranged a visit, went and visited the factory. We've developed it together. We've worked on it. And to this day, I still source from them. And they're a wonderful factory. It's all women owned. And, just like
woman power.
Yes, exactly. It was so good. And I was able to source it from them for the same price. I was sourcing from a factory in the US, wholesale product, right? That I was paying $3 for. And I was able to source it from them, developed, collapsible for the same price. And also the cool thing about it was that now my shipping costs on Amazon, because this is totally collapsed, now my box is only like this big, right? And it saved me $10 per unit in Amazon fees. That did a ton for my margin. So not just sourcing new innovative products at better margins, but also coming up with new development ideas, applying that to your business, and then also just meeting these suppliers in person, getting the opportunity to go on factory visits. So we're going to do an Alibaba office visit while we're there. And Alibaba is going to be arranging some factory tours custom for our people who are coming along. So you're going to be able to give them like, hey, I want to see this kind of factory, and they'll try to arrange that for you.
Interesting.
So it's going to be really, really cool. Not only are we going to experience the Canton Fair, not only are we going to go on these excursions together, not only are you going to get to experience all of that with mentors like myself and Vincenzo and the folks from Signify and the folks from ProBox, and Brandon Young's going to be there.
The big ones.
Yes. Yeah. So, I mean, not only are you going to get to just like hang out and grow together and build friendships that are going to last a lifetime, but you're going to get to experience China, from so many different angles. And it's my most incredible China trip that I've put together so far. And I can't wait. It's going to be a blast.
Me neither. I know. In fact, something I wanted to ask you now, because I'm sure now people after hearing this and watching this, they're getting very excited and they want to push the button. They want to go to China, but there is that question that comes to their minds, like, I am at the right stage to go. Like what I'm asking with these questions, people, they want to know if when is the right moment to go to China. Maybe sometimes that is too early for them, or sometimes it's not applicable. So how a seller right now watching this can actually know if they're gonna take the full potential of this trip, right? And the value we're gonna bring there. Yeah.
Yeah. So let's say that you are just thinking about starting an e-commerce business.
Yeah.
You haven't even started yet. You just have like ideas, right?
Yeah.
Maybe you don't have ideas. Maybe that's your problem, right?
You don't know. Yeah, I don't know. Yeah.
You're stuck in, product research analysis paralysis, whatever.
Yeah.
If that is you, then I would encourage you to take this leap, because not only are you going to be exposed to incredible experts in the space who have built awesome businesses and have been selling for years and can walk through the fair with you. Imagine going to a trade show by yourself with no experience versus walking through a trade show with somebody like me who has worked in every single category, who knows exactly what's selling and can give you I have so many ideas. I can't even launch. I mean, there's no time in the day. Like, I'm always giving people ideas. I'm like, yes, you should totally go for that. I was just in India with Lokesh, and I was walking around the toy fair with him, and I was like, and we found products that we could source for $15 and we could sell for $250. And I was showing Lokesh these kinds of products. And I was like, I was looking them up on Etsy and Amazon. I'm like, look, and he was just like, wow. I was like, see, like walking a trade show floor with somebody like me who has access to all of these marketplaces and knows the markets and knows what's selling where and what you shouldn't waste your time on and what you should definitely go for. And I can look across there and go, oh my gosh, that's cool. Let's go check that out. Let's go see what we can do, right? That's a game changer. That's totally different than taking somebody's course, even my course, and like watching a bunch of videos and going, okay, what should I source? What should I do? Right?
Yeah, you're stuck. Yeah, you don't know how to take the first step. Yeah. And in this trip, I think the beauty of it is like with all these mentors, like you have mentors that are specializing on sourcing, on logistics, on PPC, on marketing. And the thing is, you could get a product from any basic supply you find there, and you could ask us on the go, like, you guys think is this a nice product to go? And in a matter of seconds, you got all these consultants that can give you a green light or not, and you basically get started, which otherwise you will never do on your own because you don't have the knowledge and the years of experience that to take the decision that quickly. So and that itself,
we're building brands on the fly. Like we are building brands as we go. And we had people that came with us on different trips in the past that they didn't have their first products yet, or maybe they had launched like a test product and they just weren't there, right? By the end of the trip, we had entire brands developed. Like, we had several products in the brand. We, because every night at dinner, we'd be like talking about it, and whatever, it's like what happens in China stays in China, right? Like we take care of each other, we're not stealing each other's ideas. We're like helping each other. We have chats going. And because the Canton Fair is so big, it's so massive, we'll learn about each other and go, okay, this person's looking for this in home and kitchen, or this person's looking for these kinds of products in this niche. And then as you're walking the fair, so in the beginning, we'll go together so we can kind of, do it together. But then after a while, you walk on your own, you'll go in the morning, you'll walk on your own, and you'll see things that your friend is sourcing. And you're just like, oh my gosh, you have to go, here's this booth, and we're sending pictures and chats. And it's so cool to have this dynamic, not only with mentors, but with other people who are attending the trip. We're all doing this together. And that's where you build those lasting relationships. But yeah, it's really, really cool. And I think that you're also the other aspect. So besides us going on these excursions, besides us visiting the fair together, besides us, doing that, we're also going to be visiting factories. So and it's really important to understand the impact that a factory visit doesn't matter the factory. It doesn't matter if that factory is your factory or not.
Mm-hmm.
The impact, if you've never been to a factory, the impact that will have on your sourcing experience and your ability to build relationships with suppliers. The
I
reason
remember
is
back in Mexico, I had that experience the first time and I completely changed because yeah, you see how a factory works inside out. You understand the way they want to get the communication across and also what are the expectations. Even some technical stuff I learned throughout the trip. So yeah, I just wanted to add this point because I went to your Mexico trip as well and it was amazing. And I'm sure this one is gonna be even better. So I just wanted to add that. So you
oh
can
man,
continue.
you're really putting the pressure on now. Like better than Mexico. Oh,
Yeah.
but it is going to be awesome. Like every trip that we take is always awesome. But yeah, that's the thing. I'm so glad that you saw that impact,
Yeah.
because for me personally, my first time going to a factory, not only did it help me understand the questions that I should be asking,
Mm-hmm. Exactly.
things that I should understand about my supplier, the way to communicate, but also the process and the people involved. So understanding like, oh, this is how it actually works. Like first it happened, you go to the office and you do this, and then it goes through the production line. And this is what a production line should look at. Oh, these are the machines. Oh, this is how they do quality control. This is how they do R&D. This is, who works there and how they apply a logo to a product. Like
I know.
all of those little things change the way that you ask questions to your supplier. They change the way that you connect with your supplier. They change your understanding of how things work. And most importantly, they change your appreciation for that.
That's super important. I was going to say that because I feel like a lot of times, and sometimes I have this discussion with clients when you talk to, let's say, specifically Alibaba with the same person over and over again, you lose touch, the human touch, because you think that that's the only person really interacting with you. But when you see the whole supply chain, like the person that put the mold, the person takes the the person does the packaging, and when you see how many people actually rely on your business and the decisions that you make, it completely changed the way you actually first communicate and the respect you give. But second, the expectations and all those things that at the end of the day are very important to build a meaningful relationship with a supplier to succeed in both parties. Yeah, so super important. Yeah.
Yeah.
I think now, 100%. Now, I also want to talk a little bit about the fun we're gonna have there in China. So that's very important. So tell me a little bit about, because I know it's not only gonna be factory visits and trade shows. We're also gonna do things together. So, and I think for a lot of people, it's also gonna be important because at the end of the day, I think the perfect balance is working hard, but also having a little bit of fun. So tell me a little bit about that.
So you guys, we're promoting Vincenzo to the king of fun on the Amazing in China sourcing trip.
Yeah. If you're feeling bored in China, just send me a WhatsApp and a WeChat, sorry. A WeChat, and I make sure things happen.
Yes. I don't know if you guys have ever been on a trip with Vincenzo before, but he really is the king of fun. I've never seen anybody, I don't want to say party as hard as you, but I do want to say like you're always having fun and you don't get tired. It's amazing.
I know.
Like, wait, you just got home 5 minutes ago and now you're on stage?
What are you doing? Give me some of that.
Did you sleep last night? No, but you're still like you're on fire and you look amazing. Okay, so we are gonna have a ton of fun, of course. The cool thing is we're actually going to be in China over Halloween. So we're going to be there during phase 2 of the Canton Fair and phase 3 of the Canton Fair. And we're going to have a 3-day break in between. Nice. So let's just talk about the schedule. Like, what are we going to do, right? So you're going to arrive. We're going to come pick you up from the airport. There'll be somebody, holding up a sign. So that
VIP style.
Yes. You feel welcomed. And, they're going to take you to our hotel. And, what is China like? What is Guangzhou? We're in Guangzhou. It's about an hour from Hong Kong. It's a very big city. So you're going to see the skyscrapers, really cool architecture, just, the whole city lights up at night. And we're staying, our hotel is like in this beautiful like park and shopping area. So there's a lot of like fun things to do. It's very safe to like walk around. There's like fountains and everything lights up at night. So everything's very walkable as well. And there's a river that runs through the center of Guangzhou called the Pearl River. And it's beautiful. It has like the skyscrapers on either side. And every night you can walk along the river and see everything all lit up. So just the nightlife alone, like every evening. So every morning we'll get up and go to breakfast together at the hotel. There's an amazing breakfast buffet.
I can imagine.
Oh, it's so good. They have so many different cultures of food there. So you're going to find like Western options, Chinese options, all kinds, Italian options, all kinds of great, really great food. Their chefs are amazing. So you're not going to go hungry. You're going to see all just awesome food for breakfast in the morning. So we'll sit together for breakfast in the morning and talk, and just, it's such a fun time. And then we'll go throughout the day. So the first day that you arrive, we'll just be checking in. We'll get you registered for the fair, all that kind of stuff. And then the next day, again, we'll have breakfast together and we'll head to the Canton Fair. We'll walk around together, kind of get your feet wet, get you to understand like this place is massive. So you're going to get in there, and when I first went the first time, I felt like Oprah Winfrey. I was like, China! I couldn't believe it. Like, it's so cool. They have like go-karts that take you to the different areas of the Canton Fair. And, and then Vincenzo, when we were in Turkey, Vincenzo was like driving this little VR car. Like, there's definitely booths that have that kind of stuff. So you're going to be able to walk around to the different booths and like play with stuff, and like, it's going to be fun. So either way, we're going to get our feet wet. We're going to just walk the fair. At lunch every day, you kind of eat at the complex, because you're not going to want to leave the complex.
Yeah, of course.
So everybody's just kind of going to eat lunch on your own. You could do lunch meetings. You can meet together, whatever. There's all kinds of options for lunch. There's a McDonald's. There's a huge food court with lots of different cultural foods that you can try. And then in the evenings, we'll be doing different things together. So we'll be leaving the hotel and going to different cool restaurants. Signify, our amazing sponsor and global sourcing company, they have a team in China, and they've arranged for us to try all the cool foods. So we're going to go to dinner every night together, do something different every night, and just enjoy, right? There will be some nights when we take a night off and we just like, you can eat on your own, whatever. There will be like some nights where Canton Fair is long days, you're walking for a long time. It's a lot of walking. So there will be a few nights where we just kind of chill. It's like, Are
you sure?
Huh?
Are you sure?
Well, not for you. You're the king of fun, so you will make sure on those nights that those people are not tired like me.
Have some fun.
Yeah. So you guys will be hanging out with Vincenzo on the nights that we chill, and he is making sure you're having the most fun. Yes. And then so we have like 3 days of phase 2, and then we're gonna hang out. There's like 3-day break in there before phase 3 starts. So in that time, we're going to go visit Alibaba's offices.
Wow. Nice.
We're going to go on some excursions. We're going to take a Pearl River cruise. We're going to see some different parks and things like that. We're just going to actually get into the culture a little bit, right? Well, I think we're arranging like to do some karaoke. I think we're doing like a cooking class. There's just like crazy. Brandon Young's going to do a workshop, but in that 3-day break, we're going to go see factories together. We're going to go, just have fun, like see China and have a good time. See Guangzhou, that area. We'll probably ride a bullet train, I think, because Alibaba's office that we're going to visit is like a short bullet train ride away. You guys will get to experience that.
Oh, wow.
yeah, so that's what we're doing during the 3 days. And again, every night we're going to do really fun things where we get to, eat out, stuff like that. There's this place on Halloween night. There's this place called the Party Pier. And
Okay, I like the
it's
name.
Vincenzo's house, his house in China, and it's called the Party Pier.
Thank you.
And so we're going to go to the phase 3, day 1 on that day. But then that evening, we'll go to Party Pier and hang out as well. And there's another group that's going to be in China during that time. We're going to be meeting up with them. You'll see some of our Mexico friends there.
Wow.
And then also there's some networking events that are happening while we're there. This is the largest influx of Westerners to China twice a year, right?
I was going to mention that we're going to meet with other people that are going as well, right?
Yeah, we're not just going to hang out with our group. There are groups there that go to China and they just hang out with their group. But we're social animals, so we're going to go to. I know Chris hosts a big party. We're going to go to that one night. So we're just going to make sure that not only are we doing fun things together as a group, but also that we're, getting out and doing the networking and just really experiencing what China has to offer during the Canton Fair, because it really is cool. And you got to get out there and meet everybody. And then you'll see them at the Canton Fair too. So you'll see them at the networking events. You'll see them at the Canton Fair. You'll build these friendships. It's a blast. And can we mention one more thing?
Yes, of course.
It's very important to note that not only are you going to build relationships with suppliers, you're going to get to build your network, you're going to build friendships, but the people that you meet in China during this trip could really change your business.
Yes.
So you're going to meet people that are working at the Canton Fair, that are working at the hotels, that you might visit at your supplier, whatever. You might meet them at the fair, whatever, but you'll meet all kinds of people in China and you'll make friends with them. And these people can really be helpful for you. When I order something from a supplier in China, I have a network of people that can go pick up a sample for me or who can ship something for me. I even had to accept a payment from from the court system in China during a recent legal thing that I was doing there. And
that sounds fun.
Exactly. Accepting payment is fun, but they couldn't just pay my US account. Like they had to pay an account in China. So I had a friend in China just take care of that for me and then forward it to my account. So these little things that can, these people that you meet that can become kind of your network in China are so important and can really, it's different just meeting your supplier, but then also expanding your network in China is really cool.
Yeah, I think that thing alone is also something I'm really looking forward to, because when it comes to specifically myself, my networking in China is not very big, and I think that's something that is very important for me, especially because I am in the e-commerce space. So working with China is something that is a must. And I think having these meaningful relationships that at the moment I don't have is something that's super valuable, because I remember when I went back in Mexico this year in February, I also did some relationship that now we are starting to do business together. We're doing partnerships. And I always have this saying, like sometimes you are one conversation away or one connection away to success, right? It's just connecting with the right person, having the right conversation, stars align, and you reach that goal that you're looking to achieve. And I think going to trips like this is opening those possibilities and letting luck meet you. And that's why I think it's so important, especially if you want to grow your business in the commerce space, to go to trips like this 100%. Yeah.
Yes. So I think that we should show people how they can learn more.
Yes, I think that's important. So because I'm sure people, okay, I love it, but how do I join?
Yeah, exactly. So it's important, guys. It does take, in order for you to come to China, you need a passport and you need a visa. And so the visa is very easy to get. It's you get an invitation letter from the Canton Fair, which is free to register for. We give you all of this information when you sign up for the trip, and we help you through all of that. But
Yes.
it does take time to get your visa. So you need to like get that going. I mean, we're at the end of August now,
I
and
am already applying. And by the way, I have my interview tomorrow, so wish me luck.
yay! And if you've been before, if we talked about, is this for beginners? Is this for,
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
advanced? Like, of course, if you've been before, the benefits of
Of course.
coming with a team. So we're on the right screen. Okay, so you guys can go to amazingathome.com/China. And you can see our dates, our trip dates. You're going to arrive on October 24th. You're going to depart on November 2nd. If you want to come earlier or stay later, that's fine. You can just reach out to us and we can help you with those additional extensions if that's what's for you. So you can check out, all of our amazing sponsors and all of the information about the trip. You can see all of our cool trip mentors that are going to be on the trip. You can read about them. And then you can learn about the different phases and different things that are offered. We've got some information about the schedule here. You can read more about the schedule. You can chat with us on WhatsApp. Click this button and it will take you to a WhatsApp with us if you have additional questions.
Right.
And so it just tells you what's included, what's not included. Basically, your flights are what's not included, and like a few meals, right? Your lunches at the fair. You also get all of our courses. You get access to our course library, so you can get that ahead of time. So anyway, just scrolling down here, our trip cost. Right now we have early bird pricing. This is about to end. This is going to go up over $1,000. So if you're
Take
thinking
action,
about
guys.
it,
Take action.
lock it in, right? Lock it in. So you can come for $39.95 right now as a single person, right? If you just need your own hotel room, it's just you coming, right? You're not going to just be by yourself, though. You're going to be in the group with us. So don't worry. There's a lot of people coming on their own. And then if you're coming with a partner, you can actually, this is the price for both of you. So that's pretty awesome, right? So, but this price is about to go up as well because our hotel prices are going up, right? Because people book the hotels and then, that goes up. So make sure that you get in as soon as possible. Book your trip, and then once you book, you're able to from there we will help you with your visa, all that kind of stuff. You'll get connected with everybody else who's going, and then we've got our FAQs. So we talk about what is the Canton Fair, where is Guangzhou. You can read through all of this. If you want to send us an email, you can send us an email right here. You can chat with us on WhatsApp. We're here to help. We're here to remove the barriers for you to come to China. So definitely, take us up on this, have a conversation, reach out. If you have any questions at all, we would love to have you on the trip.
Yeah, and that's it. I think you nail it. I mean, to be honest, for me, it's not a no-brainer. I think if you're looking to invest in your business, I think the number one thing you need to invest is knowledge. And also on top of that, networking you're going to do. I think just the amount of people you're going to meet on the trip that are in the space and do this on a daily basis, I think that is super valuable because remember when I got started, I really had nobody to rely on to ask questions or really ask, I'm doing this correctly or not. And combining that on top of going to, China and actually maybe doing a sourcing for expanding your lineup to finding an alternative material for your product or fixing a specific thing that maybe is not working currently in your product, people's giving you bad reviews. I mean, there are so many diversions that we can take here that you can benefit on this trip. I think it's definitely a no-brainer. And of course, I invite you to take action now because I'm sure not only you're going to learn a lot, but I can guarantee you, at least from my side, you're going to have a lot of fun. So you don't want to miss it.
It is going to be a blast. I'm really looking forward to it. All right. Well, thank you, Vincenzo, for your time today. And thanks
pleasure,
everybody
always.
for listening and hanging out with us. And that web link again, if you want to join us or learn more about the trip, is amazingathome.com/China.
See you there.